committee of the council. If you can get in line. I have a consent agenda that you all probably got already. And if I need to pull anything out of it, please let me know as I start reading it. We also have many items that are not on consent, so this might be a little bit longer than usual. All right? So I'm going to start reading. Any questions? No? All right. The first resolution is RS 2018-1150 by Dowell, Burchett, and others. It authorizes an amendment to an agreement between Century Farms LLC and Metro Public Works for the design and construction of access roads connecting Cane Ridge Road and Old Franklin Road to the I-24 interchange at Old Hickory Hollow Parkway. Next one, RS 2018-1151 by Dowell, Burchett, and others. It authorizes an amendment to an intergovernmental agreement between the Tennessee Department of Transportation and the Metro Department of Public Works in connection with the construction of the interchange modification on I-24 East at Hickory Hollow Parkway. The next one in the consent agenda is BL 2018-1144 by Bircher, Bethany, and Elrod. It authorizes temporary and permanent easements to the Tennessee Department of Transportation on certain properties owned by the Metro government. Next one on the consent agenda, BL 2018-1145 by Sledge, Bethany, and Elrod. It authorizes the abandonment of existing easement rights for property located at 700 Hamilton Avenue. BL 2018-1109 by Hastings. It changes RS5 to RS6 zoning for the property located at 525 Weekly Avenue. I don't know what to do with this one. I mean, Councilman Hastings is not here, but the item was recommended by the Planning Commission, so I'm going to let it go and let you guys vote on the consent agenda, unless I have any request to pull it out. All right. BL 2018-1110 by Rosenberg. It applies 438.37 acres on an urban design overlay district for various properties located along Highway 100 between Natchez Trace Parkway and the Harpeth River. BL 2018-1114 by Hastings. It's approved with conditions, disapproved without by the Planning Commission. It changes 2.34 acres from RA to SP zoning on a property located at West Trinity Lane and numbered to permit up to 27 multifamily residential units. This doesn't have a letter either, and Hastings is not here. If you guys don't have any problem, I'll let it be on the consent agenda. Councilman Glover.
Just out of curiosity, I don't think our rules allow that. If we don't have a letter or I mean, Mr. Jameson, give me your opinion, please.
That's correct. The rules do require the presence of the sponsor or a letter from the sponsor.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
No, that's what I'm asking because.
But I can't hear.
It's, oh, sorry, I was pushing the wrong button. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. All right, Mr. Jameson, please.
The rules require the presence of the sponsor or a letter from the sponsor. We don't have either for these two bills.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pulling those two out, and then we'll discuss them later to see if we defer by rule.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
With regards to if someone wanted to sign on with it, what's the how does that work?
You'd step out here, literally.
Sign on and call it a day. Okay.
You'd step out here and sign right now with Marlene,
okay.
hopefully.
Step out and sign right now. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Chair.
Challenging.
At the last meeting, what I understood you all wanted is that if something comes with a recommendation against by planning, or if it's a controversial legislation, that we don't let it move forward. Yes, Councilmember Wieters.
For district zoning bills, was that our recommendation, or was that for administration bills, like for infrastructure that would have multiple departments and multiple sponsors? For zoning bills, were we still wanting to pass those along anyway or require a letter? And if so, I mean, to me, again, this gets back to the idea that do we need to actually amend our rules if we wanted to take that step? I can see an easier argument that for an administration bill that's infrastructure that has different sponsors that we would want to keep it moving so we're not holding up sewers and manholes and things like that. But for a zoning bill, that's a different consideration.
The problem is on these two, I'm not listed as a sponsor. So if I was, I could have made that call, but I don't see on the file that I'm listed as a co-sponsor. So I'm going to move those two to the back of the consent, to the back of the meeting to see if Councilmember Hastings appears later, and we'll keep moving forward, okay? All right, thank you. BL 2018-1115 by Councilmember Scott Davis. We do have a letter to approve. It changes 3.61 acres from IR to MULA. I cannot spell today. Zoning for properties located at 212, 226 North and 1st Street, North 1st Street, and 51 Oldham Street. That's also on the consent. The last one on the consent is by Councilmember Primor, 2018-1122. It amends the Metro Code pertaining to special exception uses. Do I have a motion to pass that consent agenda with the exception of the items by Councilmember Hastings? So I have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor say aye. Oppose? All right, so that passes. Now we are going to go to the items that are not on the consent agenda, and the first one is BL 2018-1139 by Syracuse, Burchett, and Bethany. It approves the Donald Sol Transit-Oriented Development Plan. Councilmember Syracuse.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a substitute that I'd like to move, and what I'm going to do is request that we introduce the substitute, and then we defer to the May 15th public hearing.
Okay, so we have a motion to move the substitute, a second. Any discussion on the subject? All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose?
Substitute A, correct, yes.
All right, Councilmember, so now you want to move it to?
Sure, and I can talk a little bit about it if you'd like me to. But certainly in the coming weeks, I'm going to be talking a lot more about it and to talk about how, to really substantiate how and why this Donaldson really makes sense that it's going first as far as a transit-oriented development district, and how it's going to set the tone and the relationship really between MDHA and planning and the council really well, and make them all successful throughout the county. And I can talk about the specific parts if you'd like me to in the substitute, or we can wait to the public hearing and whatnot.
Yeah, we are actually having a meeting. At the last meeting, I told you guys that we were having a special meeting of planning and affordable housing to talk about transit-driven developments in general, and we had to postpone the meeting from last Friday. We haven't announced the next meeting, but I think if the committee is okay with it, that will be a better opportunity to talk about what it is. Unless anybody has any questions for Councilmember Syracuse at this point, I encourage you all to attend that meeting so you can really drill him and ask him all the questions you want.
Thank you, Chair.
All right, you want to move then for the deferral?
So I'm going to move, so we have it, the substitute passed, so yeah, I moved it as substituted. And then re-refer, right, back to planning committee here on May 15th.
All right, do I have a second?
Correct. Since, remember, the resolution we passed that set the public hearing for today initially, it's not a zoning bill, so it can be set as a public hearing today. So we're doing the same thing. And we have to do the notifications to everybody to re-notify everybody. And so in order to do that, the public hearing needs to be on May 15th.
I have a motion and second. All in favor say aye. Oppose? All right, thank you, Councilman. Next item on the agenda,
On 1109,
All right. So we are going to go to a couple of the items. I'm going to bring back Bill 2018-1109 by Hastings and Glover, and BL 2018-1114 by Hastings and Glover. They are both on the additional consent agenda, if I may call it that way. And 1109 changes RS5 to R6 zoning for a property located at 525 Weekly Avenue. And 1114 changes 2.34 acres from RA to SP zoning on a property located at West Trinity Lane and numbered to permit up to 27 multifamily residential units. Councilmember Glover.
Thank you, Chair. Very quickly, if I could ask the Planning Department, these are approved, so please share with us your thoughts. And the reason I signed on is because on occasion traffic gets bad. We've kind of changed our meeting dates and could be a mistake, and so therefore of him not being here right now. So please give me your thoughts on that, please.
Sure. The first bill, BL 2018-1109, is a rezoning of one property to R6, which would permit a two-family. It was consistent with the policy. Planning Commission recommended approval. The second is a rezoning to permit 27 multifamily units. The applicant worked closely with our staff and our design team to come up with a plan that was consistent with the supplemental policy for that area, and the Planning Commission recommended approval.
And so everybody in the Planning Department feels comfortable with the recommendation, and my signing on just simply will help it bring it to the floor tonight.
Staff recommended approval on both, and the Planning Commission recommended approval on both.
All right, then therefore I will renew approval on it, please.
We have a motion. Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Thank you, Councilman Glover. Next item on the consent agenda, not on consent, on the agenda, is BL 2018-1116 by Councilmember Van Rees. It amends 43.19 acres of a specific plan by removing an assisted living facility and incorporating athletic fields on a portion of a property located at 726 Old Hickory Boulevard and a portion of property located at Boys Hilltop Drive and number. Huh? No comment? All right. So we have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right. I want to ask why was, I should have asked why wasn't a consent. What was the recommendation against it?
It was on 1116. It was approved with conditions and disapproved without.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Council Lady. The next one is Councilmember Sledge, who was here a minute ago. Oh, there he is. 1117, it is approved with conditions by the Planning Commission. It changes 0.2 acres from R6 to OR20-A zoning for the property located at 762 East Argyle Avenue. Do I have a motion? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? It passes. Next one is BL 2018-1118 by Councilmember Roberts. We have a letter to approve. It amends 1.91 acres of a specific plan for the property located at 1206B 60th Avenue North, 58th Avenue North, 1042, 1044, 1046, 1048, and 1050 Treaty Oaks Drive to add land to the SP and permit 22 additional multi-family residential units. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Oppose? Very well. Next one is by Councilmember Scott Davis, 2018-1119, approved with conditions by the Planning Commission. It changes 0.39 acres from IWD to RM20-A zoning for a property located at 847 Cherokee Avenue. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right, last item is by Councilmember Hueso and Shulman, BL 2018-1121, approved with conditions, disapproved without by the Planning Commission. It changes 6.05 acres from R6 to SP zoning on a property located at 3325 McGavock Pike to permit up to 37 multifamily residential units. We have a letter to approve by the sponsor. We have a motion. Do I have a second? All in favor say aye. Oppose? That ends the agenda. Please check your email for when we have that special committee meeting. Your feedback is important to make sure that we do these transit-driven developments right. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.